This top-tier hitman had a strange quirk. He never pulled the trigger until he first closed his eyes. And this time, it cost him. He missed the shot. Luckily, the target was still in sight, so he fired again and took him out. But that extra shot ruined their timing. By the time they cleaned up the scene and started moving down the exit route, it was already too late. Just as they thought they'd made it out safely, they ran straight into the boss's bodyguards. Surrounded at gunpoint, they had no choice but to pretend to surrender. Strong, the ex-Special Forces sniper, knew what would happen if they were taken alive. Waiting for the perfect moment, he struck back. Against a squad of ordinary bodyguards, Strong's combat skills were overwhelming, like a wolf among sheep. His spotter, Deshawn, was just as deadly, and the fight was over in seconds. The two men escaped in their prearranged truck, hiding in the back until they shook off pursuit. They'd survived the mission, but unknowingly stepped into something far more dangerous. A few days later, they were offered a new job. Oddly, their employer gave them no details on the target, just instructions to wait at a luxury hotel. What they didn't know was that this time, they were the targets. Led by the hotel manager, they were shown into a presidential suite. Strong's instincts told him something was off. The manager handed him a card, claiming the room was a gift from their client, complete with special services arranged for their comfort. When the escort arrived and spoke the correct code phrase, Strong let her in, but never dropped his guard. As she moved to open the curtains, Strong instantly stopped her. In a high-rise with no cover, exposing the room was a death sentence for any professional. While the men were still relaxing, the hotel manager returned with a waitress, carrying a tray of fruit. They weren't there to serve food, they were there to kill. The manager casually walked to the balcony, and despite Strong's protests, threw open the windows. Gunfire erupted immediately, bullets ripping through the suite. Strong dove for the remote to close the curtains, but the waitress suddenly lunged at him. In the chaos, a sniper's round whizzed just inches above his head, giving him an idea. He grabbed the waitress, lifted her high, and the next bullet struck her instead. The manager charged in fury, but he was no match for Strong. Even fighting desperately, he couldn't land a killing blow. Moments later, Strong overpowered him and left him broken on the floor.